Hey, this is Jay, and since this is the final video, I wanted to at least get through all of it in one. So, what are some things you thought about PR before this class, but now you know things are different? So, to this question, some things I thought about PR before this class was just a whole big persuasive speech as a class. That's genuinely what I thought that was. But don't get me wrong, I was genuinely scared of PR before taking this class and did not want any part of it. But now that we're almost done with lecture and I know the gist of what PR is, it is not as bad as I thought it to be, which was very comforting to say the least. I've learned that it means knowing how to communicate with people and especially knowing your audience very well in order to properly get the message across for a company or just in general. PR can really be a lifestyle, and that's what I've been taught through not only this class but this book, even. And this book was very helpful in giving insight on that. Like how the book mentioned, in order to make PR a lifestyle, maximization, good practices of reading and writing, partnering with people, always having the on the offense crisis mindset. That's very important. And discovering and evolving your story. All this is how to properly implement this PR style into your life, which are all very reasonable. And I do agree. It is very helpful. And I do think this book is helpful, but I thought 1 Minute Manager was way more impactful. At least for me, it was more impactful and insightful. That does not mean that this one wasn't, but I'm just saying the other book was way more so. I thought the storytelling was very enticing. I thought the information given was very helpful and very different and unique, but also very true. So, 1 Minute Manager was honestly my personal best, but this book was also helpful. So, it could be used for the next class that we'll be having this next semester or next year. Uh, PR now is more personal compared to 10 years ago. To the question about compared to 10 years ago, how is PR now? Well, it is way more personal. And now, what knowing your audience looks like is actually knowing how they think, perceive things, and being aware of sensitive topics as a collective in order for there to be room for expansion and solidification with your audience. So I definitely do think that now knowing your audience means a totally different thing, and it is way more personal and detailed and way more research you need to do for your company in order to reach your audience fully. So I definitely think is a way more inviting job now, especially. And I really am glad that I learned more about it. Not saying that I do want to do PR solely, but I will be using its elements in the jobs that I will be going into forward.